Greetings. This is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, we got a preview of God's spring appointed holidays, Hebrew year 5782, Gregorian calendar 2022, as we follow time here in the West. There are 7 God appointed holidays communicated through the Old Testament law. The first 3 spring holidays were fulfilled on the appointed holiday by Jesus himself. The names of these feasts are Passover, Unleavened Bread, and First Fruits. So here's a chart. I know for a lot of you folks who've followed this for a couple years or so or more, you've seen this chart. We do this every year at the spring feast. We also do the same thing with the fall feasts. But just a quick overview. Passover, Nisan 14, Jesus' death. First Fruits, burial, unleavened bread on the 15th, first fruits Sunday the 16th, and then 50 days later from first fruits we have Pentecost, Shavuot, Feast of Weeks, etc. So there's your go-to chart on this. Now we got a little bit of confusion. Imagine that as it goes in regards to marking time. And I know that's a theme of mine that I've covered extensively. I just don't think collectively as humanity we we can't agree on what time it is, and therefore we're confused relative to what time God says it is. So Hebrew year 5782, Gregorian calendar year of 2022, the holidays occur as follows. Now these holidays, this is what you're going to see on your calendars and on websites related to just standard observation of time, like Google, a pre-printed calendar, for example. So we got Passover begins at sunset Friday, Nisan 14th. Hebrew calendar, April 15th on a Western calendar. Passover. First day of unleavened bread is the next day at sunset, Saturday, Nisan 15th, or what would be April 16th. And lastly, the Feast of First Fruits starts at sunset on Sunday, the 16th, or April 17th. I hope I got all that straightened out. If I misspoke it, I apologize, and you can see it there to read it. And the holiday culminates and ends at sunset on Saturday, April 23rd. So, and again, these dates are mathematically calculated for our 21st century calendars. So there's a loose framework. All this will kick off next, 2 weeks from Friday. Now, according to God's directions, the new moon has yet to be observed. So there are people over in Israel. We're going to touch on that here in just a little bit. And as of the posting of this posting, morning of April 3rd, 2 witnesses have not seen the sliver of the new moon. Now, it's likely to be seen this evening or the next. And adding to the confusion, it was cloudy and overcast in Jerusalem last evening. So nobody was able to look for the new moon because of cloud cover. So at any rate, depending on how you're going to view this will push back the date of the spring feast a couple of days past or post the dates mentioned above. So we're going to go, I historically have gone to whenisthenewmoon.com, and they're going to change how they're doing things, and they're going to explain themselves. Again, the first month of the year, the new moon determines the first date of the biblical year. Also means Passover, spring feast days will be determined by when the new moon is. And then this is the third one. This one's a bit hard to explain. Mark Harris goes on to say, while we believe the same as we've always have been about citing the new moon, and our biblical understanding on when is the new moon hasn't changed at all, but it's going to change. Editorial comment. We've prayerfully thought through some issues on this subject that are not directly addressed in the scriptures. And that's true. Like, what do you do when overcast skies prevent you from seeing the new moon when it would, quote, normally be seen. And this has affected how we'll report new moons going forward. So the approach, they chose to do this on the new year, which is a big deal because it's going to throw off the feast days. Thankfully, at some point, Jesus will get all this squared away with everybody when he's back and we move forward at that point. So nobody saw the new moon April 2nd. Now, based on, again, math calculations and trends, they typically see the new moon at about a 5% of full, 7% age. Typically, they would see the new moon with these current observations, calculations on the new moon. But it didn't happen last night because of cloud cover. So they're going to explain themselves further. So at any rate, they're going to move forward. They declared it Sunday, April 3rd, 2022 is the new moon and the first day of the year. So, move it out 14 days, and that will determine Passover, unleavened bread, and first fruits. So, which takes me to my next point. There's not consensus on these dates, and it doesn't matter who you go to, whether you go through a standard calendar where it's calculated, whether you go to people who are actually observing it. You got different branches of Judaism, different branches of Jewish messianic believers in Yeshua or Jesus Christ, and all these folks are making good faith efforts to be accurate, and they all have good reasons for the dates they selected. Now, they're not idiots, and I know that's something that's that's the convenient thing to do here in 2022. They don't come up with something that we agree with. Well, they've got to be an idiot. They're just stupid. They haven't taken this into consideration. I mean, these are smart people. They're making a good faith effort to try to do what's right. And I think it speaks to where we are as fallen human beings. None of us are perfect. None of us follow God's directions accurately. Even if we do directly understand them. I mean, we just don't. We can't do it. We're sinners. We're fallen. We're broken. And despite our best efforts in this current state of humanity, we still mess up. It's just who we are. Now that gets straightened out at some point. Christ will change all of that in the twinkling of an eye, and we will be transformed out of this broken shell. So, in the meantime, little grace. All these people are trying to do the best they can. Personally, I'm going to stick to when do you see the new moon? Now, I guess if you have 4 or 5 days of cloudiness at some point, you just can't make an accurate assessment when it's obvious that the new moon has emerged. So, it is what it is. And as you get closer, you'll know when it's a full moon, unless you have a bunch of clouds then too. So, bottom line, humanity struggles to keep time as God has directed, hence the phrase, no one knows the day or the hour. We don't. For more expansion on this topic, for those of you who are interested, creation of time, the calendar, spend some time addressing the issue of keeping time as God has directed. So we're going to cover we're going to cover the spring feast, and the first of these holidays is Passover, or Pesach in the Hebrew. Holiday begins on the 14th day of the Hebrew month Nisan. It's March or April on a Gregorian calendar. There's a play on words in the original Hebrew. A Pesach is an unblemished lamb, which was required for the sacrifice. After the Pesach was sacrificed, the blood was to be smeared on the wooden posts of the house. When God saw the blood on the doorpost, he passed over, or Pasach, and the house was spared judgment. Passed over, Pesach, because of the shed blood of the Pesach. So I'm sure those who speak Hebrew could do a much better job of what I did with pronunciation. The original directions for the Passover were given to Moses and Aaron in Egypt. The statute and happenings are noted in Exodus 12. God defines the purpose of the holiday to Israel in Exodus 12, verses 26 through 27a. And when your children say to you, "What does this rite mean to you?" you shall say, "It is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the sons of Israel in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians, but spared our homes." And the same thing's true for us. Jesus is the Passover lamb, and his shed blood, if we identify with his shed blood, we will be spared, and the Lord will pass over us because we are in him. Uh, and the imagery is there. You know, smear the blood on the wood post, which points to the cross. So foreshadowing of Christ in the Passover. Now, the second of God's holidays is unleavened bread, or Chag ha-matatz in the Hebrew. The holiday begins on the 15th of Nisan and runs for 7 days. The directions of unleavened bread are noted in Exodus 12, verses 15 through 20. The focus of the week is to live a life without leaven, the symbol for sin. So get the sin out of your life. Leaven is not to be in the house. Leavened products are not to be consumed. Bread without yeast, matzah, is to be eaten. And Christ, he is the matzah. He is the unleavened, his body is the unleavened bread, the sinless bread. And, if you follow some of the traditions of a Passover Seder, they hide the body. It was buried, and the kids go looking for it. The third of God's holidays is first fruits, or Reshit Katzir in the Hebrew. The one-day holiday begins on the day after the Sabbath, or Sunday, on our calendar. The directions for first fruits are noted in Leviticus 23, verses 9 through 14. The priest is to make a barley offering of the first portion of the harvest to the Lord. The priest intervenes on behalf of the people. The reality of the holiday for the people of Israel is this: the people bring their grain sheaf to the priest. They are to sacrifice a lamb without blemish. The offering is also presented with bread and wine. So there you have the elements of communion within this third and final spring holiday. You have bread, you have wine, a sacrificed lamb, Christ. He is without blemish, without sin. And Christ is the priest that intercedes on behalf of humanity to the Father. So all of these feasts in the spring speak to Christ when he came the first time, died on the cross, buried, raised from the dead. High priest represents humanity in heaven on behalf of humanity at the right hand of God the Father. So again, it's a couple weeks away, but I always try to do this to give people some introduction to the Mosaic Law, spring feasts, how they are going to happen within the time frame laid out in the Mosaic Law. Now you can go back and historically click on spring feasts. Tons of articles going back. Oh my gosh, 7-8 years at least, if not more, on the spring feast. The different symbols, whether it be the hyssop or the blood on the doorposts or the lamb, or different events that have happened. You can click on spring feasts and read all of those. Also have some different things in regards to the timing of Christ as he came into Jerusalem. If you don't want to fish through all that, you can purchase a book or get it on Kindle. Click on this and take you to Amazon. You can purchase that if you want to have that as a reference. I know some people prefer, hey, I don't want to have to look all this stuff up and chase it through your website. Could you put it in a book? Yes. So there it is. It's in there, as cheap as Amazon will allow me to publish them. I think $2.99 for a Kindle copy, or $8.99 for a regular, not a hardback, but a softback book. And then for those of you who just like to read and pay the monthly subscription, it's available in the unlimited reading program. So either way, whatever works best for you, you can reference that at Amazon. Also, click on this link will take you to the author page, see all the different books available that have been published. Same concept. You can find a lot of this information on the website, but you got to dig around and fish through it. But if you want something condensed, put together, organized, books are available as well. So appreciate you guys following along. Wishing you the best. Historically, we have lots of big ticket global events that tend to take place in and around the spring feast. So we will be watching. So appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.